Harmeet Dhillon, Assistant Attorney General for Civil Rights at the U.S. Department of Justice, and obviously incredibly busy as of late. Harmeet, always good to have you.
Yes, thanks for having me today.
All right, so let's boil it down here. So CUNY is using race to distribute educational resources for select non-white minorities. And there's this chancellor who says grants are canceled, but they got millions of dollars. Talk to us about what CUNY could lose because of this black male initiative.
Well, so what CUNY is doing is it is directing funds and resources towards recruitment in admissions, and then also financial resources and financial aid disproportionately favoring African American men and students in general. And this is illegal under Students for Fair Admissions. Our universities are not allowed to do this. They're not allowed to favor people on the basis of race. It's pretty simple. And every time a university, and there are over 6,000 of them that get federal funding, gets money from the federal government, they're certifying that they're in compliance with our federal laws, and this is called Title VI. And so under Title VI, they could lose funds that they have obtained under false pretenses. And so this is what's at risk for CUNY and other schools that are doing this type of a program.
Right. Let's talk about UCLA and Yale, as we mentioned in the setup here. So they're looking at their medical programs, and it seems like they are also not in compliance. What's happening?
Well, we are now investigating 30 different medical schools. We expanded from 15 to 30 just this last week. We've reached conclusions in some of that first wave, and I'm announcing another one later today. Basically, they're ignoring Students for Fair Admissions, and they are disproportionately admitting certain minorities at the expense of students who are white or Asian who have higher scores. And this is illegal, and it also, I think, puts the public at risk in a way when we're not training the best and brightest in the limited quota of medical school seats there are in the United States, thanks to the American Medical Association effectively operating, I think, a cartel there. But while we have that problem, we really need to be having the best and brightest in our medical schools, and it's not fair to put their finger on the scale on the basis of race as they're doing.
No, and your analogy to a cartel, that's pretty damning there. So we're going to wait for news to develop on those fronts. But also when it comes to rights of gun owners, your office has been pretty concerned with Philadelphia's police department. There's an investigation, Harmeet, because they are using what's called, they say, a good cause standard to cancel or revoke firearm permits. I mean, it doesn't seem like this under, the Second Amendment is legal. So why are they doing it?
It's not legal. No, it's not legal. And the United States Supreme Court really settled this 3 years ago in the case called Bruin. And so all over the country, police departments were doing this, and they were sort of requiring you to show a good reason to be able to have concealed carry. What Philadelphia is doing is actually something that the ACLU is even sued over. They discriminate against people and don't even allow open carry in the city, and so they've been told by a higher court that they have to stop that discrimination against people. But the police department has been using the fact that some people open carry and are engaged in other lawful behavior to revoke the existing CCW permits of individuals, law-abiding citizens. And so, this is discriminatory and it's illegal. And so we don't want to see that. Now, obviously, people do have to be law-abiding and people have to use their firearms responsibly. But what we're concerned about is the revocation or refusal to grant rights to law-abiding gun owners. And this is something we're challenging in many jurisdictions all over the country.
It's amazing. Every topic we just ticked through, you're saying it's illegal, but they're doing it. So at least that you have the watchdog here and you're looking, and people are on notice that your office means business when it comes to protecting the civil rights and the rights of Americans. Real quick, because I want to get to another fun one because there's so much heavy stuff. But what's going on in Washington? They're putting men in women's prisons. That also, again, under the category doesn't seem legal, Harmeet.
It's very wrong. And listen, people who are incarcerated for a crime, they don't lose their civil rights by doing that. We are seeing women getting raped and sexually assaulted and certainly having their privacy rights violated when men pretending to be women are put in the same cells with them and put in close quarters with them. This is outrageous. It's allegedly happening in Gig Harbor prison in Washington. We're also investigating Maine and California for the same issue, and we're asking people to come forward. It's sometimes hard to get information of what's happening in the prison. So if this is happening in any other prisons in America, we want to know about it and investigate it.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.